And last but not least, may I invite Dr. Margee Ensign to the podium. Dr. Margee Ensign, a specialist in development studies, you have made of the 10-year-old American University of Nigeria a development university. Built into the curriculum of AUN is an ethic of service to community and country that galvanizes each student and makes of him or her a leader. In addition, the Peace Initiative, founded by your university, has made the community around Yola, Nigeria, one of the safest in the country, identifying vulnerable youth and enrolling them in sports, literacy, STEM, and ultimately employment programs. And we're talking scale here. 150 football teams, 15,000 youth in peace training since 2012. Located only 50 miles from the region that Boko Haram has terrorized, some 11 hours by car from Lagos, in the northeast of the country, the university has had for the past year more than 275,000 internally displaced persons living just outside its gates. Some of your staff members had 50 people living in their homes. Under your leadership, Margee Ensign, everyone at the university, faculty, staff, and students, in tandem with local communities, both Muslim and Christian, undertook the feeding of this refugee population for 9 months until international NGOs could take over, raising the $100,000 a month it took in order to do so. You also drove your own car to pick up 11 of the girls who escaped their Boko Haram kidnappers in the notorious attack on the Chibok school last year, when 276 girls were taken. Today, 21 of the 58 who escaped are on scholarship at AUN. Margee Ensign, we at AUP salute you for rising to the occasion of history, for finding inclusive, practical solutions to serve the needs of the people suffering at your gates, and for enrolling your entire community, the entire extended community of the university, in both the work and the rewards of peace. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the American University of Paris, and with the recommendation of the faculty voting in assembly, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. As you accept this degree in hood, I welcome you to the American University of Paris community.
President Schenck, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, friends, parents, class of 2015. I'm deeply moved by the honor you have bestowed upon me today, and I'm very proud to accept it on behalf of all of the wonderful people at the American University of Nigeria, including our founder, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, with whom I share this honor. From its founding, as your president said, the American University of Nigeria has been Africa's first development university. Our faculty and our students have been forging a new sort of education for a sustainable, equitable, and peaceful future, always asking ourselves, what is it that our part of the world needs from us right now and in the future? This year, we were challenged to practice what we teach. As the Boko Haram crisis grew in our region, hundreds of thousands of hungry and homeless refugees, largely women and children because many of the men had been slaughtered, began to pour into Yola, arriving with only the clothes on their back. Many were starving. We had to find a way to feed them. The Federal University to the north of us was damaged and closed. Students and faculty came south to Yola, seeking a place to finish their studies. We provided classrooms for many of those students and faculty. The problems mounted week after week. AUN was challenged to fulfill our mission in often desperate circumstances. The whole university rose to the occasion. Our faculty was ready, our students were ready to teach, ready to feed, ready to help, because we all knew at that moment the world demanded much more of us, as your world, class of 2015, demands of you. The future you face as you return to your many homes and lands is beset with problems and challenges. Many are age-old, but some are new and unprecedented. Global warming, vast inequalities, environmental crises, injustice, ignorance, and violence. But that same world every day creates solutions, sometimes marvels of technology, which if used widely, can meet many of these challenges. I am sure of it. I have seen it firsthand. In the middle of Yola, Nigeria, we have created Africa's finest e-library, suddenly delivering the world's accumulated knowledge to the people of our region. My wonderful students created apps this year in our local languages of Hausa and Fulfulde, so the 77% of our population who is illiterate can read. Like the AUN class of 2015, who graduated last week, you are now the educated elite who can develop solutions, who can shoulder responsibilities. You are now the educated elite who can build upon past human triumphs of reason and goodwill, triumphs of civilization so evident in this beautiful city. As the world faces increasing challenges from alienated, unemployed, and hopeless youth, you have to respond. You are now the educated youth who must be its leaders. How will you use your education? Will you choose to meet those challenges? In Yola, so many responsibilities were suddenly heaped upon our small university, but I watched as computer science professors and bus drivers, students, coaches, and security guards all pulled together to shoulder them. As your president said, in the last year, we also became a sanctuary to some of the Chibok students, young women kidnapped by Boko Haram. They were abducted April 14th from their secondary school and threatened with slavery by that group, like many terrorist groups, opposed to modern education. You have probably read about these students. Recently, I asked them to write about what their education means to them. I believe we can all learn from their inspiring words. This is what these brave young women said. Mary, education is a rope that can carry us to greatness. Without an education, you cannot contribute to the world or even earn money for your family. Martha, education helps me know what is happening in the world, but also lets you know what is going to happen. And finally, Grace, who barely spoke a word of English in August when she came to our campus. Grace, education gives me the wings to fly, the power to fight, and the voice to speak. May the American University of Paris class of 2015 spread its wings, feel its power, and raise its voice. The world awaits you. Thank you.